Although it seems hard to believe, it was just a year ago that King Cut erupted into the UK hip-hop scene, and a fantastic piece of hip-hop surely was. It's a great pleasure to welcome to Capital Radio Word of Mouth and DJ Cheese. Boys, collectively, welcome.
Thank you. What's happening, man? How you doing?
Well, we're still getting away with it. Now, so we can just recognise the voices, we've got G over here. Give us a G.
Yo, original G.
The original G of the place to be.
You know it.
K's right next to him.
KMC, what it be?
And sitting over here, Mr. Chill.
The king of the cuts.
No question. DJ Cheese. Now, you've got a fan club here, Cheese, which is just a little lower than the Free Beer Club.
Yeah?
Simply because they really admire your work. Did you guys originally get together from the word of mouth concept? Did it come together as just the three of you hanging out, or did you ask Cheese to join you, or did you say, why don't we get with Cheese? How did it happen?
No, it started with Duke Booty. When we into the talent show, me and G, we had took first place, and he had another DJ, you know, that he was going to use until he found Cheese, and then he put us together as one.
Right. Now, it would seem a good point, actually, to bring Duke Booty into the conversation, because he is your mentor. That's a nice way of putting it. Welcome, Duke Booty, the legendary Duke Booty.
Mentor, leader for life.
Yeah. And the man who's got the tea money. What do these guys like to work with in the studio?
Well, actually, they're pretty good to work with in the studio. I worked with a lot of different groups, and because of that, I know the pitfalls of groups that are good performers and get to the studio and they rock a lot, don't stand in front of the mic, step on the mic stand, you know, cough into the mic. So what I do is I spend a lot of time working in my house with them. I have 4-track at the house, and we work a lot at the house. And I've been working with Cheese in the studio now over a year and a half. And as far as I'm concerned, although he's known as one of the better performers, he may be the best in studio DJ as well, because he thinks like a musician. We've worked enough now that he thinks like a musician and just not a DJ.
Yeah. Well, one of the interesting things that the successful crews claim to be the secret, or one of the secrets of their success, is the empathy that exists between someone such as yourself in the control room, the rappers and the DJ, the MC and the DJ. And this obviously works, you know, with the guys here. Was this something that was apparent from the outset, or did you have to hone it some?
Well, I think it was something we worked on. I mean, Cheese is a phenomenon in itself. And what we're trying to do now is make the rappers be as big a phenomenon as Cheese. And we'd have an equal show. I mean, the Coast to Coast record, which you've played and you have, and, you know, being on the avant-garde new wave of things as you always are.
Trendy young thing.
Right, yeah. I think people will notice that the raps have come a lot closer in quality to the quality of the cutting. And hopefully it'll be the kind of thing that'll just get strong. Each separate unit will get stronger and stronger as time goes on.
Now, we know that you're great guys when it comes to putting the product together and delivering some hard music. What do you enjoy doing when you're not that we can talk about on the radio?
Yes,
I don't know. And G, what do you enjoy for fun when you're just hanging out?
I like dancing, going out, practicing. I love practicing, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah, not too much. Dancing on the radio is never been perfected. Now, Cheese, what do you do when you're just messing around?
Just messing around.
Yeah, nothing in particular? No one you particularly want to hang out with?
Women.
I want to speak to you about that, actually. I think this is a serious fault in your character. Okay, when you're not with the boys, what are you doing?
Bug out.
Illin' chillin'. See, I like to get around a lot of women, try to enjoy myself, you know, because if we make it, you know, big, we would travel a lot, probably wouldn't have too much time to stay home.
So the theory is get it all in now,
yeah,
and then you won't regret it later.
Right.
Do it now. There's some good philosophy there. We've heard the progression from King Cut to Coast. Mm-hmm. Do you have any thoughts on the way musically, and maybe I should direct this question to Duke really, Word of Mouth is going to be in, say, 6 months' time or a year's time?
Well, I mean,
it's a tricky question, I know.
You mean musically where they're going to be?
I mean, is it going to be harder? Is it going to be more aggressive?
I think it's going to stay close to the street. I mean, my idea of this group is to be exactly where the homeboys in the street are is where they'll be. I mean, I don't want to get too sophisticated. I don't want to get too slick. I want it to be hard, raw, and just like they like to hear it.
Right.
I mean, it's the beat and it's the cutting and the scratching. If that ain't right and the rapping, then what good is it? You know,
Terrific.
It's not
music to one's ears. Yeah.
raw
And dangerous. Now, you guys must have heroes that you look up to when it comes to music. I don't know, G, tell me, is there somebody you've got pinned on the bedroom wall? Not physically.
I like Houdini.
Yeah.
I like the Fat Boys.
Yeah.
And I like a couple of old school rappers too, like the Treacherous 3 and the Cold Crush.
Yeah.
I like groups like that. Yeah.
What about yourself?
Me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because me and him in school, we used to like the same, you know, rappers and everything.
Now,
And
when
that's
LL Cool J was over here, Cut Creator was with him, was talking about somebody you used to admire a lot, DJ Hollywood. Now, Cheese, you're obviously not old enough to have been round and listening to music, maybe as close as you do now, when DJ Hollywood was cutting the mustard. But who do you look to now?
As far as DJ,
Yeah.
Davey D, WizKid. That's about it.
They're picking up your vote.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to go through your set for us. Now, is this the set that's you would play in a club in the States?
Yes. That's what we're gonna do. Is like we would do at a regular show.
Somewhat.
Yeah. Do you want to take us through it a little before we get to it, so there's certain things we can look for or whatever or something?
So Eddie Round.
What you want me to say, a rapper?
No, if, for example, I mean, just sort of verbally in conversation, take us through it. So what? So here would be the situation that you're going on stage, and the host says, you know, would you please welcome at tremendous expense those guys who only travel in long wheelbase Mercedes limousines. Word them out. And DJ Cheese, and you're on stage, and what would happen then?
All right. First of all, Cheese will come out, and he'll do his bit. He'll rock the house, get the people up. And then we'll come out and we'll do a little dance routine. But you can't see that on the radio, so we won't do that.
Can't see Cheese's handcuffs.
Right. You won't see the speed, but you'll hear it. And then we'll go into an introduction. We'll introduce ourselves in a rap, you know, all of us. And then we'll go into our newest record, Coast to Coast. We'll go into that. And then from there, we'll go into King Cut. From King Cut, we'll do a little, you know, beatboxing reggae thing. And then that will be the end of the show.
Terrific. So long as we know, I want everybody listening to know that when we get to the reggae and the beatboxing, that's when they stand up and applaud.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. You're going to have to, when you do things, people out there on the radio, when they say somebody say ho, now when you're home in your living room, y'all say ho with them, just like y'all in the place.
Right.
See, because one of the main things that you have to understand about rap and rappers, their instrument is the audience.
Yeah.
And they're the audience's instrument, so it's a reciprocal kind of playing thing. They have to, I always tell them, you know, a lot of performers will do a show and come back and say, oh, that crowd was tired, they wasn't into it, they weren't responding. My thing with that is, if they weren't into it, you weren't doing your job. Because your job is to get them into it.
Well, it happened to me the other day, Duke, and I claimed it was vitamin deficiency on the part of the audience.
Right. Claim what you want. The fact of the matter is, if they don't party, you ain't doing your job.
Right.